If I happen to offend my political connects, understand I have no time to be politically correct. I speak it from my soul, so let my thoughts reflect the passion in my voice, be poetically correct.
I gotta do that.
Oh.
Just to get the vibes right. Okay. Yeah, just to get the vibes,
Hey.
start the vibes off right, because
Hey.
we gotta come into this thing with energy. This is a poet
Yeah.
show, a spoken word show, a music show, just talks about everything.
I'm your pusher.
Yeah. Hey, you remember this beat? Wait a minute. This beat right here, I'm taking that in high school,
Yeah.
middle school, all throughout any school, any grade you were in, that beat at the lunch table, the cafe, that beat right there was certified. That was the beat that you always gonna freestyle to.
Yep, absolutely, man. Classic.
Classic, yo.
Classic.
How many people you had to dust up on that beat?
Man, a few, man. Like I recorded that joint. I was one of the first ones I
For real?
recorded to when I was in high school.
Oh, so you
I had a
did
little
spit on
freestyle.
that.
Yeah, I had a freestyle. I was, what'd I say? I said different color whips. Mind you,
Okay.
I just had a Corolla, but I said different color
That's how it
whips.
always is.
Different color whips, changing colors like mood rings. I could tell you was a bitch by the way that your mood swings. Ooh, I was giving them bars. I was giving them bars.
Thought you was.
I thought I
You
was.
thought you were.
Yeah,
Hey,
in my Camry or Corolla.
you asked, so you asked me about it. Did I see the Tory Lanez freestyle?
Yeah.
And that thing was fire.
That
And
thing
I
was
was telling
fire.
you that's the that I love that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now of course he's spitting like just amazing. It was amazing, like the way it was just the metaphors, the similes, just everything. The delivery
Mm-hmm.
was amazing. Now, I don't think that was like a real just straight off the dome freestyle.
No.
What's considered a freestyle to you?
Usually you have to have a conversation about what we're talking about at the time, because
Okay.
you could say freestyle and it could mean something that you wrote that's not meant for a song. So it's just something that you just wrote free form with no concept. But typically freestyle means you're coming up with it on the spot. But usually even people who are trying to do it on the spot, they already have go-to things that they use anyways. So it's tough. There's like a gray area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's really great now, because I grew up, I always thought a freestyle was, and this is how I still kind of think of it, but now I guess I'm trying to change it a little bit. But a freestyle was just straight off the top,
Yeah.
about what you're talking about, or about whatever's in your surrounding.
Yeah.
Whatever is in your surrounding, you picking, it's being who can be the wittier, and grabbing the subject, taking that, flipping it to a metaphor, flipping it to a simile, flipping it to about being sarcastic with it, being, funny, and just being able to connect with what's going on right there. You're just free flowing. Now it's kind of great because you can have something already prepared and spit it, but it's not really pertaining to any subject matter. It's like that's just free flow. Now that's a freestyle.
Yeah. And the way you said it the first time, or people, to get specific, they'll say off the top of the dome or something like that. So that lets you know this is a freestyle off the top. So
Yeah.
versus a freestyle that's just like Lil Wayne stuff, where it's just like, he's just rapping about whatever.
Lil Wayne had Lil Wayne. You could tell those were freestyles. He was just going. You can listen to the breath and listen to how the person's what they're hitting in the pockets that they're hitting. You could tell a freestyle.
You know who can freestyle though that didn't get no credit?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, Hurricane Chris. I don't know if you remember Hurricane Chris.
I wish I had some sound effects.
Watch the old videos. Watch videos of him freestyling.
Really?
And you ask why he put out the music he
What
put out.
happened to Hurricane Chris? The hurricane got him? Okay, that was that was kind of funny. What happened to Hurricane Chris though?
I don't know. Hurricane Chris disappeared, bro. But he could actually rap.
Word?
Yeah, he just didn't do it on his songs.
I think he did. I think he did what was needed in the time period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think he did what was then. What was that? Because that was what? We're talking about 09, 08? Or 08, 07, 08?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he came off the map fast. A lot of people come off the map fast. I mean, shoot, it's the industry.
Yeah.
It's business.
Yeah.
That's why, and that's what we want to do kind of like with this show, is kind of like make your mind expand outside of just you creating your art, creating the process. Take it where, okay, how can I market myself? How can I know negotiating? Negotiating is so key.
It is.
It's so powerful because you got to know your value and your leverage,
Yeah.
And that's why I was talking to someone the other day, and they were talking about, like, far as their talking about how they were getting paid,
Yeah.
compared to how somebody else was getting paid. Now this person has the accolades, like, whew, okay, they up there, but they only have like 3,000 followers, right?
Yeah.
Then this other person, they're talented too, but they don't have the accolades, but they got like 20,000 some followers, and they're gonna make more. People are willing to pay that person more,
Yeah.
because of what they see. And you know what I'm saying? Because of the value they bring to the venue. Now one could say, yo, that's wild. But that's the day we live in. It's kind of in a and at the end of the day, yeah, the accolades. If you got Grammys, if you got Emmys, you know what I'm saying? You got you have those top-notch awards. You got like in Charlotte, we have the Queen City Award, you know. North Carolina, we have the different music awards here for artists here.
Yeah.
You have all these different awards, and those are great to grab. Same thing, like, you know, and I'm kind of swerving right here, but real quick, the Grammy nominations just came out.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the people who nominate, which hip hop is running the scene,
Yeah.
as it should be, as of course it would be, but it's politics in it, right? So you know, people get hyped when they don't get an award, but I was watching Everyday Struggle. Yeah. And Ashanti was on there, right? And she was talking about how that bag is I've always known, but that bag is a little different when you have certain things titled to your name. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're talking about social media and how many followers. Oh, I got this many followers. You can kind of change the narrative. Yeah. Like, let's check this out. If, let's say you have 50,000 followers, someone hits you up, they looking at you different compared to if I just had you know what I'm saying? If I just had 5,000, they're like, oh, this person must be legit then. I'm going to follow them because they got it's like we take that and say they have a following. I mean, it is what it is. People must like this person, so I'm going to hit them up. And then if you have your work out there too, it helps validate who you are. That's why people pay for followers too. Yeah, which is it's not a good idea though. That's trash. I mean, I get the logic, but it's trash because when them followers just suddenly disappear, like Instagram was getting a lot of people to, you know, out of here. Yeah.
Then it's like, or you know, you have thousands of followers, but like 20 people like all your pictures. It's like, oh, so those other people must be like fake accounts or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I will say there's some great, and I need to look it up. Hold on. Pull up on my phone because I don't want to just talk about it. I want to get some good like resources. There are some dope, like, for artists and just businesses and period, some dope accounts out there, just companies out there that can actually help guide you into the right. They can help market you, right? So in a sense, hold on, what's this one? Oh, it's this one company called Strew, right? Yeah. STREW. I don't know why I read it like I was a little special. S to the T to the R.
It's okay, we got through it, bro.
But Strew. And check Strew out because it's kind of dope. They can help market you and advertise you into people that need to watch you because you want people to see you and be like, okay, where this? You know, sometimes you on your Instagram and you see, oh, I got liked by someone. So who is this? Oh, they got so many followers. How they just find me? Yeah. And then, you know, but it's companies out there that can help. Well, okay, let me make sure I say this correctly. They can place you to like work that's similar to what you do. Yeah. Help you find other people that's similar into the category that you're in. So you're an R&B singer. They'll help you kind of navigate and help you like those R&B singers' content. So then they see you like, oh, okay. Or help you just comment on that, you know, help you just be aware of that R&B or that country music singer, whatever you do. Even in business, if you're trying to reach out to a certain market, they'll help you find that content that's similar to you. And it's a bunch of other companies out there. It's true, man. Y'all owe me some money. Like that was free plug right there. But I know because I was about to get involved into it. But I mean, it's not like spam or nothing. But it just helps you get into finding that
niche.
That's lit, bro. Is it niche or niche?
Niche. Oh man, damn.
Niche or niche?
I don't know.
Your wordsmith too.
Somebody, when y'all see this comment, leave it a comment. Is it niche or niche?
But it's about the pronunciation though.
Yeah, I'm saying they would have to like. They would have to like. You know
put
how
in the syllables.
They would have to put in the syllables.
Unless they just like, you know. See, if we were on live, they could tell us right now. But we couldn't get the live to work. You know what? I'm gonna figure out this live. The only thing about live is you can only figure it out when you're on live. Yeah. So then if people see you fuck up. Yeah. It's like, hey, hold on. Just y'all be patient now. I'm trying to get it right. No, don't you go nowhere. And we just trying to get it right. Yeah. And they like, man, y'all shit raggedy. We out. Go to somebody else live. Hey, man, just be patient. God, we get so impatient these days. I'm saying we get so impatient. Like you go to somebody's performance and you say, "Well, he better be good." And don't tell me I better be good. Just be patient. Let me get to it. Let me warm up and let me get to it. All right. Sheesh.
No, you're right, bro.
It's like if you go to a comedy show, they say, he better be good. I think that's black people though.
Yeah.
We always telling somebody what they better be.
They better be good.
This food better be good.
I spent money on this. This better be good.
Yo, black people got me so twisted. The damn eclipse happened. This eclipse better. Yo, how we telling the eclipse what to do?
Right.
Look, the eclipse was trash in Winston. Like it wasn't basically. I mean, if you looked at it, you could see. Which a lot of y'all went blind. Y'all just don't know it. But in about 20 years, y'all gonna be blind because y'all looked at that eclipse without your goggles.
Yeah.
But it didn't really dark out Winston, right?
Yeah.
So everybody like, man, that eclipse was trash. Yo,
The eclipse gonna be trash.
why are you coming?
Why you coming with the eclipse?
Yeah,
Man?
yo, we get so impatient. Everything got to be like, I need it now.
Yeah.
Microwave.
That eclipse was some trash.
This eclipse trash, yo. And hold on.
That's what hype will do, though. Hype will have you like.
But you don't like hype.
I'm not a hype. I'm not like hype.
I mean, you don't like
to
get hype though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I love to be hype.
I'm saying somebody to hype you up. Though.
Exactly.
That's what,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
okay.
Like you don't want people to be like, "Oh, coming to the stage is the marvelous, spectacular, just extraordinary Rome." You know, he's gonna have you feeling this and feeling. You know, it kind of throws you off though, right?
The first part is fine, but once you get into the he's gonna have you feeling like this and that, now you're like boxing.
Got you.
Because if I don't do that, then the crowd's gonna be like, this is not connecting with me. But if you just get the crowd hype, that's cool. So typically, tell a little story, blah blah blah. Yo, this person's blah blah blah, and then just pass it.
Yeah, and if you all right, PSA, because we have some PSAs. I'm just warning y'all, we have some PSAs that I'm gonna just be freestyling from the head. Okay. That we got to get to today. PSA, real quick, to anybody hosting, introducing somebody. Make sure you make the introduction. If you give a introduction to someone, this is my bio right here. Make sure you introduce the person that's pretty much themed to what the event is going to be about. If the event, if I have in my bio that I'm a romantic poet or whatnot, I'm an erotic poet, but I'm really coming there to do like some motivation type stuff. Yeah. Don't be saying that. Don't be saying that in the bio. Yeah, okay, the crowd may like that stuff too, but that's not what we're here for. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're here for the money. Like it's kind of throwing the people off. I know that's something very small and minor, but it's something still to take in. Yeah, to think about. Like, okay, you just don't. Trying to make it kind of read the bio first. If you're introducing somebody, let me phrase it like that. Read the person's bio first and see how can I, use, not change from the script, but use the words, kind of rearrange them to fit the crowd and audience. That's
great, Avi. That's great advice, man. Stick within the theme of your event. Like, don't just be talking about, I'm an erotic poet. But it's an event where we're trying to talk about getting people registered to vote.
Exactly. Hey, he about to come up here and talk about, he's a very loved poem. He's done a few erotic shows. But at the same time, vote, y'all. No, come on, man. Yeah. What are we doing, yo? Dang.
You got another one? You got another PSA?
I did say I had a PSA. My mind just
had a couple off the
head. Okay. But I'm going to get into that later on the show.
Okay.
What we talking about? That was talking about, but the reason it led me to that right there was I performed at West Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty fresh.
Dope.
That was my first time doing a school.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, like it was cool because first of all, I just like to be with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it reminds me, especially like high school. A lot of people don't like to do high school, and I think y'all need to stop being insecure and scared back when you just have to step up to the plate. A lot of people don't now. A lot of people don't like it because high school is a little fresh. If they want to tell you fuck you, they'll tell you, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Or as high school, because I remember when I was in high school, we maybe run off with the mouth, we may give you an eye, because we at that age now, you feeling like you can't tell me what to do. Yeah. So stop, zip it. That's how some high schoolers think, right? Right. And then you're going through all these different hormones, body changes, and you feeling yourself. Some may be feeling themselves a little different. Yeah. And so a lot of people don't like to deal with that because they can't handle it. Yeah. But at the same time, really, high schoolers just want to be. When it comes from an adult, it's it's not always about like just being their friend. It's just, hey, you there, and you can listen to me, and you can be relatable, but not just relatable in the sense of, okay, we listen to 21 Savage together.
Mm-hmm.
It's relatable in the sense of I can listen to what you're saying, and I can have sympathy for you, empathy for you. You know what I'm saying? I can go through those feelings and emotions with you without just saying, oh, okay, all right, well, we're going to put you in this program. Nah, let's talk. Let's like really, in some, it's kind of hard to really talk about it because you're at that age, you don't really want to express yourself like that. We don't really know how to express ourselves like that at that age. So it's just sometimes you really just kicking it like you kind of have to warm up to it. But I like high school students. It reminds me when I was there because I mentor at West Met on Fridays.
Yeah.
And it's dope because I'm in that hype with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We listen to NBA YoungBoy together. You know, we going in. So
it's NBA YoungBoy.
Oh man.
It's time for that segment.
Yeah, it's time for that segment to introduce Rome to what's going on in the world. I'm going to create this. It's going to be a sound bit.
Okay.
It's going to be a video, everything. Introducing Rome. It's going to be like a little something just flies and pops up.
It's necessary because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't know who NBA YoungBoy is.
All right, it's cool though. It's cool. It's a lot. This how I felt. This how I knew I felt old though. Yeah. Because they were naming a lot of rappers that I just did not know. And so when I went home later on, I felt like somebody, just somebody old, like just older person. Let me Google who is this right here. See, who is this? Who they tell me? Lil Foe. Lil Foe. I said, is it a 4? Is it a 4? No, Foe. Foe is it? Am I spelling that out? No, F-O-E. Oh, F-O-E. All right, let me type that in here. So I had to type that in. Let me listen, see what they listening to. What kind of lyrics going on? Now, NBA YoungBoy, he's pretty fresh. He can rap. You know who I like though?
Who?
I like A Boogie.
You like A Boogie?
I like A Boogie.
Okay.
He go like when he spazzes though. He spazzes when he talks about these young ladies that have just done him so wrong.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's when he be going in?
Yeah, that's when he goes in.
I'm going to give him a chance. I've heard a little bit. He got, I watched his Funk Flex freestyle with Don Q. Don Q. I like Don Q more so.
Yeah, I like Don Q too. I don't know. It's just, we talking about freestyling, and I think there's an art to it, right? There's an art to, I think both are kind of acceptable though. I think having the written stuff together and then go into a platform and say, okay, I already got these bars, I already got this content already developed, and then sometimes you may be good, then you can kind of use that subject matter, throw it in a little bit. Yeah. I think that's the whole point of freestyling, because I think, because you have battle rap, right? Then you have freestyling. Battle rap and freestyling, two different things, and I think that's where sometimes they get blurred in, because battle rap is about coming hard right then and coming at the subject matter. Now, battle rap 2, you can already have content and you can a few little bars in your head, but you really are using your surroundings to go at that. Who your opponent is. Yeah. Freestyling, I think that's what a blurred line is because if you look at music, it's song made, right? You're making a song. Freestyling, you're not making a song. Like, it's just you're flowing. It's no rules or regulations, and I think that's where we get blurred in freestyling. It's not a bar count, it's not a chorus or hook or a bridge. These different elements. Yeah. It's just you going free range, just shooting. Yeah, absolutely. And that's where it gets, like you said. That's why nowadays you gotta be all specific. I'm coming off the top, or if it's a freestyle. And a lot of times these cats are spitting joints that's from their album, so it always sucks when you find out. I hate that. Yeah, I think people slowed down on doing that. Yeah, I think it used to be done like that back in the day because you didn't have social media like that. Yeah, so people wouldn't post a clip and be like, "Wait a minute, I heard this on your album, man." Yeah. It's now you have to. Everything is recorded now, yo. Yeah. Everything you do is recorded. Yeah.
Yeah. And people will dig up something you said like 5 years ago too. Like, they'll dig it up. Yeah. They dig it up with athletes. They
all the time.
Yeah. So if you're an artist, it was something. Who was it, man? Somebody spit something, and somebody commented like, "Man, that was off the mixtape that came out, 3 years ago, track 7."
Oh, that's an ugly feeling.
Yeah.
And see, and that's what I'm saying right there. That's why you have to be sharp. You know what's crazy too? It used to be a thing of when you perform, that was an intimate thing. No matter how many people you performed in front of, whether you perform in 5,000, 20,000, if I perform in 5 people, it's an intimate feeling. That moment is just for the people that came in. Now, with our cameras, our just mobile devices, all these moments are being captured. And so when they're captured, they go online. And you have to be perfect all the time now. When you go to perform, it's like you can't stumble. I remember, artists would stumble and everybody put it online. You got to be perfect, or the moments go online. You can't trip over a word. You got to be pinpoint when you're performing. Like I know, as you know too, when you go ever to perform now, somebody's gonna be recording. Mm-hmm. Not only they're gonna be recording, they may have you on live now. Shit, you see how we was just fucking up on the live here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people are gonna put you on live, so it's like you have to be extra sharp now in everything you do.
Yeah, and that's kind of the world that we live in, man. It's a microwave age. Going back to what you were saying before, like people checking for your numbers, checking for this and that, and they might click on one thing to see where you're at, and if they're not feeling it, they're not coming back to that page. You know what I mean? They're going to check in with you and move on to the next thing because just the speed of everything. Yeah. Most people are not going to just sit around and wait for you to, like, I forget what the number of seconds it is, but everybody has an attention span of a certain amount of time, and after that, they kind of checked out.
Yeah, and it's like we talk about music here. It used to be a thing in we don't have A&R as heavy today and age, but when you had a lot of A&Rs, you had about first 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? First 15 seconds at the max to really hook the person in if they were going to listen to the song. Me, I'm the same. Some things I kind of build up to based on the artist, but that's when you've created that brand and you created that moment, that feeling that people can resonate with and say, okay, it's okay, I know that person's going to deliver quality, so let me just listen into. Like SZA's The Weeknd song, that's a long-ass build into. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But once you get there, the song's great. Yeah. It's just one of those things of people, you got to hook them in within that first 15 seconds. Now, as a performer, we're poets. Mm-hmm. How do you craft that first couple, like first stanza or those first couple of lines?
First line got to be fire. Yeah. First line got to be fire. Because when it's fire, everybody's like, oh, and now they listening. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if it's not fire, they're going to be like, and they just gonna be waiting. You know?
And that's what I'm saying, man. Just wait your ass. Just let me get to the punchline. But no, you're right.
Especially, it depends on the type of venue too. Somewhere like Red at 28 and Oda, the first line got to be crazy. Really. And then you got to have the next line got to be crazy. You got to basically keep coming with it, or people gonna start talking over you.
So speak on that. So you're basically saying depend on the venue sometimes.
Yeah, because if the venue is full of people who aren't necessarily there for you or know who you are, then you have to hook them because you have to make them a fan, or else they're going to go back to doing what they actually came to do, which is probably just smoke hookah with their homies. You know what I mean? If you're at somewhere where it's a poetry event, obviously, and there's rules.
People going to be listening.
Yeah, because there's nowhere else they can go. They're not going to talk over you. They know it's disrespectful. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you have more time to build in with them. But like in those other venues, or when you're trying to win people over, when you're trying to make new fans, you need to come out the box.
Come out the box with a hard line. What's your hardest line?
My hardest line. My favorite is the one I'll do by Lynch Mob. It's the beginning, so here's the topic of interest. Massa met a chocolate black woman to make his mistress. Yeah. And I'm a lot of women raising his children and scraping dishes, and we recycle this message that melanin makes us different. I like that because everything in there has a point. It has a message to it, or has a concept that can.
Hold on, can you do something for me real quick?
Yeah.
Can you do that one more time?
It's the beginning, so here's the topic of interest. Yeah. So I've already set things up for you to be listening to what I'm about to say. Yeah. It's the beginning, so here's the topic of interest. Massa met a chocolate black woman to make his mistress. Now mulatto women raising his children and scraping dishes, and we recycle this message that melanin makes us different.
We recycle this message.
Yeah.
That melanin makes us different.
I'm about to change that though.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because melanin does make us different, and we're not recycling the message. It's the truth, but it's the truth in a good way.
So. But you're saying, though, melanin makes us different, though. But you're saying we recycle this message that melanin makes us different. Yeah. But you're saying, but see, when I first heard it, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we're recycling this message. But it does make us different.
Yes.
So where were you coming from when you first said that?
When I first said it, I was on some we're all the same, but we're
all lives matter.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got all lives matter Rome here.
But since that was like 5 some years ago,
I
and
got
now I'm like, no, it does make us different in a good way, and I wanted to make sure that's the message that's coming across. But it sounds like you might have got that anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's how I really didn't even think about it from that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting though your evolution though, because you went from saying, and I think but see that right there is natural though. I think that's a natural feeling that we all should be the same in a sense, because you see this person, okay, I see them, they eat like I eat, they walk like I walk, they talk like I walk to a degree, we pretty much do the same things.
Yeah.
But then you find out systematically, socially, just based on economics, we're not the same because of this color here, And even in some cases, there was some would like to argue, hey, we're not the same period because of just our natural DNA of how we make up are.
Right.
Some would like to say, look at our athletes. We run faster. We jump. People like to say that. People will say we're more creative. It's up for debate, And I think we are different. And I think there's nothing wrong with being different, though.
Not at all.
I think that's the beauty of humanity.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you think we're all gods and goddesses.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. I want to have somebody in here for that conversation.
Oh, we'll figure that one out.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
No, but I think it's just, we accepting something different is a challenge because you have to look at it and you have to analyze and say, this is where I'm coming from. Now I'm gonna flip the switch. And I was telling somebody last night, like I'm in an everyday process. You having a time where women are getting men the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you're misogynist, you're sexist, I'm gonna need you to learn your ways right now because women are getting you the fuck out of here. And it don't matter if you did something 30 years ago. It don't matter if you did it 20 years ago. It don't matter if you did it 10 years ago. If it wasn't right. And some will say, hey, well, it was a favor. We talked about that. It was a favor for a favor. Fuck that. If you took advantage, this is where I'm at now. For so long, we have been in a position where we could do what the fuck we want. Not black men, but men in general. White men, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? You've had this power and this glory to do whatever you want. You've had this power to say whatever you want. Look at our president. Say whatever you want. Walk however you want. Look at people and say, I ain't rocking with you because of this, this, and this. And if you don't like it, so what? Suck my middle toe. That's how it's been. Now, women are like, nah, we ain't rocking with that no more. And it's catching fire. Nah, we ain't rocking with that no more. What I will like to see, though, along with allegations coming out of, celebrities of this person did this and this person did that, I would like to see, hey, how about we not work for so-and-so? We stop doing business with so-and-so because they're like this. Yeah. Let's start cutting off. It always comes down to a money thing. Once you cut that off, people are, okay. People are tighten up then. I always say you know how hot fire is when you touch it. You don't touch it anymore. So if you burn people, you have to burn people for them to learn a lesson. I have to have you touch that stove handle, so don't touch that. Because if you touch that, you're gonna burn your hand. Yeah. I need you to at least put your hand close to the fire so you feel that heat. This is not a game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And once you know it's not a game and this is real life, you can actually burn yourself. Yeah. And if you burn yourself, you could go down in flames. When people realize, I can go down in flames. Now you have some people that are really stubborn and say, we good. I won't go down in flames. And they try to fight and hold on. Hey, that's the worst. But sexism is just as worse as racism. And that's how I feel.
Thank you for saying that, bro. Because I've been feeling like that for a while. As heterosexual men, we need to speak more about those issues too. Yeah. And not just, like I say, not just because it's your sister or your brother or your mom or your aunt. Because you hear like politicians do all the time. Yeah, well, we have to stand up against sexism. I have a daughter and I have a wife. Take that out of it because that's not important. That's another human being. Like it shouldn't even. it shouldn't take you having somebody in your life who is a woman to recognize something that's wrong, if that makes sense.
No, it
Because
does.
if you tie it to that, then it's like some things are just like innately, I feel like, right and wrong. And I feel like, taking advantage of somebody in that way.
I have to stop you.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason I stop you is because let's scratch right and wrong.
Okay.
Some things are just moral, align with your morals.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I stop you only to do that is because we're in a system where things have been created to be what's right and what's wrong.
True.
So it's kind of like we have to retrain our brains.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
why I had to stop you right then, because we're so twisted now. What's right and what's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
We have things that are legal. Hey, check this out. Slavery was once legal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a black and a white water fountain. That was once cool. If you slap your assistant on the ass, that was once cool. That's just what happened in the office.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go out, get drinks, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to pop this in you're going to do this for me. That's what was once cool.
Mm-hmm.
But is it morally right? What are we living up to our morals? Now, I think there was an argument then with lie, because always an argument is something. People can always argue against something. Well, how are you going to tell me what my morals are? Well, I look at it. Is it healthy to both parties?
Mm-hmm.
Case closed. You feel me?
No, I feel you. I totally get what you're saying. And that's what I was trying to take out. I got a mother, I got a sister, blah, blah, blah. Is it healthy for both parties? Like, it just comes down to, it's something as simple as that. And not every issue you have to be tied to because somebody who is going through that, but because that it's not healthy, it's not right. If it's not right, it's not right. But it goes back to what you're saying, right and wrong. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. So I just feel like we should do more to change the culture that we have as men too, because we have the culture that celebrates, I guess putting women in a certain light, and then like if they speak up, a lot of times guys will defend other guys and be like, nah, man, she was just doing this and that. But like even that is deeper.
Bros
that's a whole nother conversation about that too. But
what's about that? About
a lot of people do stuff because they hurting inside, you know what I mean, and they got burned, blah blah blah. Even girls that's kind of out there. I've seen some girls that was really out there, but then you talk to them and you hear the pain that they're dealing with in their life, with their family or with whatever reason, and that stuff causes them to do these other things, and then dudes be like, oh yeah, she a hoe, she this and that. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that's for everybody, but for a lot of people it's because people hurting in general. In the world, people are hurting, so
we have to cope with something.
Yeah.
We have to find something to, either we're moving in a way to benefit ourselves,
mm-hmm.
which we're always moving to benefit ourselves. So the benefit sometimes underneath is, hey, I can't get got.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get got. Now, I don't know if that's grammarly correct, but you understand the meaning, the logic behind it is I'm going to look out for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that means I'm using an extra eye sometimes to get what I need and move on. It's kind of twisted, but sometimes when you go through situations, we mold into these beings. We mold into being hoes. We mold into being players. Mm-hmm. We mold into being schemers. These people, we're not born like this, right?
No.
We're molded by our surroundings. We're molded by our experiences. And sometimes it's hurtful because, like you say, you hear whether, so like you hear people, like your dudes say, okay, she a hoe. But do you know her story? And it's maybe not a place from being hurt necessarily if something happened to her. It may come from a place from she may be wanting to get attention. He may be wanting to get attention. Him being out here like this, wanting to get attention. Now he feel like he has this power. He feels like he has something. Oh, people like this. But do they like this or they like you? Right.
That's a whole different conversation. Yeah. Because you could be like, people do that too, and they be like, like sex and relationships and all that kind of stuff as a way of, I guess, having power, or like even like I know dudes say, I've heard dudes talk about how they didn't have love growing up, so they felt like if they could make a woman fall in love with them, through that, that they felt like that was kind of validating until they realized that it doesn't work like that, because they love something about you, but that don't mean they love you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's a whole different thing. But like all those conversations got to happen, and they don't happen if it's just like,
if it's one side.
If it's just one side, yeah.
And what you said right there is how I feel about how white people, it's no longer black people and us saying, hey, racism needs to end. Hey, y'all need to stop this right here. This and where inequality and things like this and that nature. It needs to be the other side speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be men now coming out. Hey, when we hear some sexist stuff from our men being taught, I'm in that, and that's what I'm trying to learn is it shit may be funny, but wait a minute, let's slow down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why is that funny? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there is a gray line between comedy and actual, like, just the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure that comedy reflects both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure that comedy reflects a sense of humor that really doesn't pertain to a behavior or characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, it may be wittiness. Because we all can throw jokes,
mm-hmm.
you know, but I think, and sometimes people say jokes come from a secret, hidden, evil place,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's more into that. But I think when we hear each other talking, instead of just letting our man say and thinking in our head, that's wild right there. It's check them. We got to be checked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how we expect white people to change or any other races to change if we don't change us, if we don't try to make efforts in our own change.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I feel like in general, we gotta take more ownership over who we are and our culture and what we create and all that. It's in all aspects. The same way we were talking about owning your art. So we need to own our community. Like, you know how they got, Asian market, Little Tokyo,
Mm-hmm.
Chinatown. Yeah. And then, but black people, what you say, we got the hood.
African time.
We got the hood, right?
Yo.
But that could be something special. We just got to be appreciated on that level. We have to appreciate ourselves on that level. And once you do that, I feel like you can look at another person and be like, oh, they going through this and third. And then they said that was wild. And you can do that with confidence. But if your homeboy says something wild,
mm-hmm.
but you're hurting inside because you need friends around you and you're lonely or whatever you're going through, and that's your boy, you might not check him because you care about him being around you and accepting you to the point where you don't want to necessarily step on no toes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it'll be somebody who has a lot of influence and somebody who might be a little weaker and doesn't stand on their own thoughts because they want to ride around on somebody else's bandwagon, so they don't really stand up.
Is that your man's though? Is that your friend? If that's your friend, mm-hmm. and I gotta just cut it like that, because we're in that time now. Well, fuck it. Are you my friend? Because if you my friend, then you can take this bullet that I'm about to shoot at you. I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna shoot your damn knee so you can know. Look, man, we can't be walking like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta pull the knife out and say, yo, cut it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Or we gotta cut ties. You know what I'm saying? This isn't, and I think that's how we wake people up.
Okay.
When they because we fall into habits.
Mm-hmm.
We fall into things that just become routine, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
the word I was looking for, routine. So what happens with that is we don't realize, like, we've grown, like Charlamagne talks about this all the time, how we were raised in a rape culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually thinking that, but I was thinking about that a while ago, like 2 years ago. Of course, everything stems from entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do this right here. We're being poets. We know that while we have a message behind what we're doing, it's an entertainment side to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you play to that entertainment side, of course, it's about theatrics and whatnot, but it's also about what do you want to present to the people so they can imagine, right?
Mm-hmm.
How we were raised, we were presented to imagine that women were a certain way, that we should look like a certain way. We should have this. We should have the diamond chains. We should have the watch. We should have the cars. We should have the big booty chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We should have all these different things. But is that really what's up?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's dope that you peeped that, because that's where we're headed. That's where everything is headed, because it's getting to a point where things aren't going to be around for much longer. And that's, I mean, there's objects that you're talking about, but even like physical money, things are switching to digital money, and like people, you can't even buy a CD no more. You got to have the digital.
Yikes.
So it's getting more and more about things that you can't put your hands on. I feel like one thing that like we were raised that way, to look at the cars, the diamonds. Nobody was ever raised to look inside themselves and get everything they need from, you know, being good inside themselves. So we never talked about internal values. We always talked about external values. And it's like
internal doesn't produce money.
it doesn't, because they can't control you, or they can't, you know what I mean? You don't need money. Money is an external thing, literally. I mean, in the
I'm shooting devil's advocate at you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I agree with you, but in the system that we're in, yes,
but
it doesn't
like,
produce the money.
But like in terms of greater, you know what I mean, scope of things. I mean, it's a lot of societies where it's based on bartering and trading. I'm a blacksmith. Yeah. You know, you're a doctor. I'm gonna put these horseshoes on your horse. You know, you check my daughter. She's sick.
And that requires skill and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, bartering and trading, that requires you knowing. You have to have tangible and intangible things, items. You have to either know how to do something, or you have to. Well, actually, yeah, you have to know how to do something, because even if I trade you something, it's because based off what I knew how to build it. Yeah. If I'm a baker, I'm trading you bread for something else. It's because I made that bread, or I'm resourceful and knew how to get the bread. But if you know how to get the bread, then you know how to do something else. So if we're leaving if now all we know is, I know how to, if I can just get my hands on some money, I'm kind of losing a skill in the knowledge of really how to really offer a value to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing how to offer a value to people, and now we're just trading value now for money.
Yeah.
So, and that ties back into going internal.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we go internal, then we have to go within ourselves, and we have to be, we have to really be creative on our own. We have to be, we have to know how to seek on our own. And
think about how little people can control you once you're good inside yourself. Like if you're in a point where you're like, okay, whatever, I need these diamonds, blah blah blah, because I'm pull these girls. But if you flip that and you are confident enough in yourself that you don't want nobody that's attracted to you because of diamonds and stuff like that. Now that jeweler's not making money off of you, that car company's not making money off of you, because you're not buying into the imagination that they're trying to present to you. You know what I mean? And there's power. There's power in that, because now you can create whatever you want. And that's not to say you can't have nice cars if you like it, or if you whatever. But I'm saying it's why you're doing it. It's the heart behind it. But it's like who was it? Paul Wall. He was like, on the joint on Kanye's album, on Drive Slow, he says something about, I'm sitting crooked in my slab, but I can still catch boppers if I drove a cab. That's real confidence.
That's real.
There was another line somebody said, I could pull a chick, you know, in my old, if I still have my old Corolla, I still pull her, or something like that. The idea is that I have confidence in myself. It doesn't matter what I'm in or what I have, because of who I am, she'll be interested. I mean, it's just a slick line, but the idea of it behind it, knowing who you are.
Yeah, and one could say, if you want to be that person, you could say, well, it's because you also know you could drive that cab, but you know inside that you may have some other things behind you. You know what I'm saying? It's like the person that dresses really homeless because they know they got a meal in the bank.
Yeah.
It's because you kind of know the materialistic things that you got.
Yeah.
But if you know the inner self that you have, and shit, man, you can't fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a place to go to where, that's a powerful place. Because if you gain that kind of energy right there, because like you said, we're trained off what to like. You know, we're trained off to like these materialistic things. Now, because I'm like that. I'm trying to resurface. I'm trying to retrain myself in so many different ways. Like Rome, it's crazy. Going back to talking about how you may have been affected in the past. Like for example, when I was younger, I really wasn't getting like the type of girls I wanted to get, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I told you I was a fat ass back in the day. First off, let's get that out. I was a fat ass before I started looking sexy. And so, and then you just kind of like, so you had to have the jokes. And so I was always cool with everybody, but I wasn't getting like the girls like that. So then once it came to a point where, now I'm in shape, you know, now this, you know, you kind of growing into yourself and you can start to pull people. It can really mess you up, because I was in this place and I write about it, and I have to face these flaws where I was in a place where, I can get this person now. I'm about to just go ham then. Just because I couldn't get it before. So not even focusing on one person, but okay, that was cool, swoosh, on to the next person, because it doesn't even have to be anything sexual, but it wasn't even anything sexual. It was more of, I can do this now.
Yeah.
I can get that person that I want now.
Yeah.
I can get this.
Yeah.
Because I came from not having it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to know how to control that. And I don't know what that is. I think it's a thing. I know the word. I can't think of the word what it is. I know what it is. It's a feeling of, it's like what happens with money though.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, money. Like it's a feeling of you didn't have it before, now I can get that. But it's about proportions too.
Yeah.
To what limit is it really worth it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. And it's like, it's hard to know going in because you never had it. So
You never had it.
So it's just like new. It's like, you know, it's like, it's almost like when you get candy or whatever. Like you happy that you got some candy, but then you eat too much of the candy, then you feel like crap. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you didn't know when to stop because you don't get candy. You know,
Right.
eat candy a lot. So, but it's like,
it's like it's about management of a self-control. So we talk about, okay, is it worth it? What's the worth? What's the worth of you having this now? Now that you have it, are you satisfied? If you're not satisfied, what are you still seeking? So I think that's what it comes to. What are you seeking? So like me, in that case, I was seeking confirmation that I really had the juice. Even though I just pulled something bad, beautiful, but that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
I got to go on another. It comes a high.
yeah,
I have to keep doing this to know that I have it, and then let you not pull something bad. Let you get rejected. I'm the type. I'm not a rejected. I'm in my hole. I'm in reject. Oh, now I have to go harder.
yeah,
And sometimes that can be bad. Like in that case, bad because I pulled one, but then I'm on to the next. I get rejected by that one. Oh, now I gotta really. Now the next one I get, I gotta get 2 more.
yeah,
Just because one rejected me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a self-control thing. What am I seeking inside?
Yeah.
It's kind of like with the anything else. You know, one person may in like in sports. I look at it in sports. You hit one home run. Ooh, that felt good. But then you go up next at bat, you strike.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm out. I strike. So next when I get up, I'm swinging hard. But it comes back in self-control. Either you swinging that bat so hard that you're striking because you're not even focused on the ball.
yeah,
You're focused on the hit.
yeah,
And so when you remove your mind on the actual subject and you're just focused on the motion of the outcome and you forget about what's incoming, it kind of messes you up because you don't realize what's really the main what's the focus in front of you.
Yeah.
The focus in front of you it's not necessarily always a home run. It's just about
yeah,
connecting.
right. Yeah.
And
That's
so
deep.
and I wasn't focused on the connection with the person.
Wow,
You see, I was focused on just home run. I got it. Boom.
wow,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, that's heavy.
So
Some layers on that metaphor.
yeah, it was. I was
dope
building it up for you.
yeah.
But no, it's like that in everything, though.
It is like that.
In business.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you go, but in business, we do trade shows, right?
Okay.
One trade show you may do great, sell out. Then the next trade show you do, you barely cover rent for the booth.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
now you may go 3-4 trade shows where you didn't even touch a third of what you did that first one, and you're feeling low. But it's about accepting. Okay, it's about evaluation. Reflect, revise, and refresh. Those 3 R's. Okay, reflect on what I did good here, what people liked, what didn't they like, and we talking about art here. It's art too. We may do a show. Kill that show.
Yeah.
People going crazy. You get like 100 followers after that show. And you may get an amazing amount of followers after the show. People coming up to you, hey, I loved what you did. You know what I'm saying? Feeling the energy. Then you may go do another show the same night.
Yeah.
Or it could be the next night. You do the same content. It was cool. Everybody clapped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it really doesn't, really doesn't connect.
Yeah.
And like, damn, what just happened? We take that one drop and let it throw our day off.
Yeah, we do. I've been there before.
Word?
Yeah.
When the last
But
time you there?
I think one of the Slam Charlottes or something like that. Yeah. And let the whole ruin your whole vibe.
Was that the one that you kind of messed up on some of the words?
I think it probably was that
Word?
one.
Yeah, you was off that one.
Yeah.
You was off.
Oh,
but you know what? I can say that to you
Yeah.
because you my mans.
Yeah.
But I know how dope you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can say, yeah, you wasn't on that one.
That wasn't it.
But I know the content already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've already heard you, so I already know it's dope.
Yeah.
You just somehow got a little thrown off your toes a little
Yeah.
bit.
And sometimes I beat
You
myself.
missed the dunk.
Sometimes I beat myself up.
Yeah.
Cause like you'll be like, you know, you might feel like you Vince Carter. Like you say, you missed a dunk. You might be Vince Carter. What if Vince Carter at the slam dunk contest, knowing what he can do, missed his dunk? So all the people that never seen him before looking at him like, oh. So then, so it's like I leave thinking, how many people missed, you know, my 361 mil? Like I could have won them over. You know what I mean? But
and then you got
all you gotta do is,
and then you got people like me saying, yeah, but he can really dunk. Like he go through the legs, really.
Yeah.
That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but now I need to come back because you done vouch for me. So now it's like, okay, my people know what's up. I need to like get my face back.
Exactly.
So the next event, I gotta, like you said, reflect, revise, and refresh. Come back harder next time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the things that threw you off, correct them. You know.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to step back and admit that it threw you off.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to admit. Sometimes we don't want to look at the L.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you lost. I want to move on to the next. And yo, it's great. Everything is great. Life is great. Life isn't black and white.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But it really isn't. While we think some things are really it's either this or that. It's not sometimes. Sometimes it really is a gray area, because in that gray area right there, sometimes it's good to have a mentality where I'm on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be on to the next, but know what happened in the past and why it happened.
Yeah.
If we don't know why it happened, then how we know it's not going to happen and on to the next? Like, you got to know if you're going to move on to the next. Okay, how can I need to know what effed me up on that loss.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about. I was joking. I think it's fun to know when we date people to get a survey. Okay,
right,
I need to send a survey out to you, because I this right here, you was, you know,
Yeah.
and to kind of look back. But sometimes we do things, and then going back to our initial conversation about men being some dumbasses sometimes,
Yeah.
and the way we talk and the way we think,
Yeah.
just because how we were raised, we don't know.
Right.
What's offensive? That's
Yeah.
crazy to say. There was a time, and we talking about like like the boss would slap his assistant on the ass. There was a time where, hey, you just do that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you could never do that now. It'd be like,
whoa,
you'd be fired. You'd get that door real quick. But I'm glad people getting exposed. You know, I'm glad all that's happening, because we need to get to a healthier place with all that stuff for sure. So like, yeah. So all that happening, like, is fine by me. Like,
It's fine by you.
and matter of fact, I got a poem I've been working on, because I mean, I've had situations. I'm sure you've had situations too, where like there are certain pressures or certain, like, you know, that culture was trying to get you to do some things, and we all make choices.
We'll go a little deeper. What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, so it's been times where, you know, like so basically the premise of the poem, or one of the aspects of it, there was a time when I was in college, right, and like there was me and my homeboy, we was both like in like the whole like media program, and like so we were you know, hanging out with you know, people who were like pretty known in the area, you know. So we were at the club, and like there was like a groupie like that was on him or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, so we all like left, and we were all like headed back, and he was kind of like, you know, I already hit it or whatever, but like, you know, she was mad drunk, and she was like passed out on the couch or whatever. Yeah, and he was like, I already hit it, but like, you know, if y'all want to, like, I'm about to go on a shot. If y'all want to like see if y'all can make something happen,
it's just,
you know,
it's there for you.
Yeah, it's there for you. But
Yeah.
if you haven't done nothing by the time I get out, you know, I'm just gonna take it to my room.
Yeah.
And he said if she say no or something like that, stop. But if not, you know.
Yeah, and the fact of him saying if she say no, that's good on his part. And we've all been. I'm glad you went deeper, because let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it has to happen.
Yeah.
This is how it has to happen. We have to be willing to say, okay, yo, I was in that situation. We
left. Me and my boy, we left.
That's
so
good.
Just to be clear.
That's good too, because I 1,000% in college. In college, a lot of this fuckery happens.
Yes.
When you're in there, and a woman may be, you know, a young girl may be drunk, and you're like, oh, this is the moment right here. Fortunately, I hadn't been in that situation. I want to take advantage, because I don't like that shit.
No.
You're drunk, you're looking sloppy, it's ugly. Oh my gosh, get yourself together. Some cases, your makeup's looking crazy. Nah, this is a turnoff.
Right.
But we've been in those situations. That's if a person is all the way gone. But you've been definitely in some situations where a person's been tipsy. Okay, I know this right. Boom. You take advantage. And even though the other person's cool with it, it's not like saying like, oh, I'm gonna force this person. Even though the other person's cool with it, something else had to be added to make the moment
Right.
to what it is. And that's a crazy mentality right there, because I've been in those situations too where, yo, she drunk in here. Y'all wanna go in on this? Nah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to say, because it's that history of how we treat women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Your line right there, what you talked about, Amasa doing to the mistress.
Yeah.
That history is so deep. It's so ingrained, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I say it's important too, on the first hand, for black men to realize how we wildin'.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were taught these.
Mm-hmm.
We were shown this is how you do. So now we're treating our women how the white men treat us.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
wild.
that's why it's important on us to stem it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it always, as everything must happen, it always falls on the good old white man to realize his ways in life and realize that it ain't morally right.
But it's crazy now that you frame it like that. It made me think it's crazy for us to determine our relationships between us and black women based off of the culture of white men and white women or whatever they created. You know what I mean? Like, we're completely different people. We're a completely different culture, but somehow we've absorbed, I guess because we didn't have no other source to go from at the time. But
we had no power.
Yeah, we absorbed their mentality of things and we apply it to our women, which is this completely different. Black women are like above and beyond, far and away, like so amazing. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you see black men just caught living off them or like taking advantage or
it's because
doing a lot of other things.
We found that one place of power. We come up in a system where we had no power. Black women are so loyal. Black women are so respectful. Black women hold us down. Black women are there to rock with us.
Yeah.
That's part of their nature. I don't know what anybody can tell us. I don't care what anybody can say. I look at Africa. I look at women of color, period. They hold it down. They know how to nurture. They know how to just to spring about family. Not even family, but just people in general. They know how to spring that energy. They know how to get things popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they hold us down. With that, and we found how to take advantage of it. Oh, they gonna hold me down? Boom. I'm gonna use where I didn't have power before. I know where to take advantage now. And that's
whack. And like, so as men, black men, like, we need to like do our part and pull our weight. It's not a lot of us that's not, already trapped up in the system. So the ones that aren't trapped up in the system don't need to be trying to be Bill Bellamy, how to be a player, how many girls they can get just because there's a shortage of black men who are doing something with their life. That's not an excuse for you to have 20, black women all thinking that you want to be with them specifically or whatever the situation. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing what you do if it's understood and both people are honest with it. But that's not a lot of times that's not what's going on. Cats got side joints, like the song "Two of My Chicks in the Club" and they know about each other. Like,
two of my chicks.
Yeah,
in the club.
bro.
That's Ty Dolla, right?
Yeah, that's something like that. But like, yeah, man, we gotta. Black men, we need to. I feel like, do we have like a community like do we? Is there a community situation where black men pour into each other? I'm not talking about no like fraternity stuff or nothing like that. I'm talking about just straight up, let's help each other. What you going through, where you at, or is it just kind of relationship based? Like, you my boy.
So a lot of it's relationship based, but then a lot of it's organizational based. Like you talk about the fraternities, a lot of the things you got 100 Black Men organization. Then you have these other a lot of great organizations I can't think about right now. 100 Black Men, that just it's just gonna pop in my head. I wanted to join that, but you got the fraternities. And I'm not leaning it on them, but I'm saying a lot of people join in, and it's organizational based. It's relationship based. Because at the end of the day, that's relationship based. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot too, where
that's a whole nother conversation though.
What's that?
With the fraternities and stuff like that.
That is a conversation that I want to talk about. Because how the hell we African, but we Greek? No.
You
and my mama's an AKA. Mm-hmm. My grandmama's a Delta. I have no problem. I love the Divine Nine. I love it. I think some of the most powerful people are in it. Some of the most outgoing, some of the most energetic, some of the most wholehearted people are in it because of what it represents. Mm-hmm. But let's go deeper than that. So we'll have that one day when we're prepared. we want to have our notes prepared. We want to have. I want to have somebody in so we can talk about that though. That's actually part of a Greek organization too.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Because that's how I've always thought. But I think going back to it though, it's relationship based. Like, and it's two at the same time. Like you said earlier, you my man's, and I don't want to throw you off. I know you do certain things just because of how you go. How many times are we checking our own people? Like, we don't want to check them because I don't want to lose respect or.
You gotta have some backbone on that. You gotta be like, listen, like you gotta just do that. And a lot of times people respect you more when you're honest with them.
Yeah,
it comes from a good place. You know what I mean?
It's the intent, the intent, and it may not be right then.
Nope, yeah, it might not.
They may not get it 20 years down the road. Like, okay, I see where you're trying to go with that now.
Yeah,
and I was wilding right then. I think that's the problem. Like, if you look at a lot of these celebrities and you wonder how the hell did they end up in this situation again?
Yeah.
Nobody in their circle is telling them. Like with the Meek Mill situation when he was failing parole on probation, failing the drug test.
Yeah.
Yo, nobody's in your circle say, hey, bro, put down the pills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put down the weed. Like, I don't have anything against weed, but if they say it's illegal to do while you're on, put it down. As simple as that. We don't want to check our people because we don't want them to kick us out. So sometimes we gotta lose. We have to lose one in order for that person to gain something.
Damn. Yeah.
So
you gotta take that risk sometimes. Put yourself out there for what's right. I mean, especially if you care about that person, then you're doing it because you see what they're doing is hurting them. So it's not because you're trying to stop they shine or nothing like that. It's because you see what's going on. You see the plot.
Yeah. Who do you have in your life to check you? You got Lauren.
Man, I got a lot of people, bro. I got you. I got Lauren. I got some of my homies that I went to school with.
Okay.
That I stay in touch with.
That's what's up. So you have a good number of people to check you.
Yeah. I got my mama. I got my cousins.
Shout out to mom. Mama Rome.
So I got people that could check me for sure.
That's what's up.
How about you?
Same thing. I throw you in there too because it's funny how you say that because I can know, like, when it comes to poetry and comes to art side, if something hot or nah. throw it about Rome's way. Yeah. It'll either give you a look. If it don't catch that eye, nah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like that.
Yeah, but that's good though. But now I definitely my mom, and my list is I got some sisters. Even though I'm an only child, I have I call them my sisters around me, like Cherie, Tima. I have people around me that'll just be like, Benny, you talking reckless now. Yeah, I need that. Because I'll talk reckless sometimes. I have to fly things by certain people before I do them. Hey, does this sound wild right here? Let me tell you my thoughts. Benny, what the hell? But I think we need that though. Yeah. Because sometimes you need to somehow let somebody know, this ain't it right here. This is not it.
Yeah, and a lot of people just don't have that, and that's what's really sad, man. Especially with like in our community, like they might not have anybody who they can feel like is a good influence or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Or they might meet those people and like, they're like somewhere they're distant, like it's your counselor at school. Well, wherever you find that person, definitely, but it might be like the counselor at school or something like that. And
counselors at school. Hey, P.S. All right. Bing. PSA number 2. Counselors at school. Stop trying to force us into like these, recruiters for like the army, military. No diss to the military, anything like that. But actually, like, stop looking at your job as a burden. If that's what you signed up for, high school is so important. You're a counselor. I want you to understand that word that you've taken upon yourself to actually get paid to be a counselor. Not someone that just says, okay, yeah, take that class, and boom, you send them on their merry way. Just because you got 500 or 1,000 kids to work with, hey, sometimes it's unfair. Sometimes we're given with more tasks on our shoulders, but the greatest warriors had the hardest task. And that's just what it is. So you're going to be a warrior or shut up. And I need counselors to understand their job, understand what it means to be a counselor, and actually guide students in a way. You take that time. Yes, you get in maybe at 6 and school ends at 2:30 or school ends at 4. But, hey, when you're a counselor, your school, that's Monday. I give you Monday to Friday. That's 24. When you take on that job, to me, because of the responsibility you have with the youth. The youth, it's always a cliche saying the youth is our future, but they are our future. So the way things are molded, I don't want to hear you talking with no bullshit when you see people wilding. When you see people wilding, that's because where's the guidance? You know what I'm saying? We have this divide in music now because the old heads mumble rap. Okay, but where's the guidance that these kids grew up under? A lot of y'all were locked up. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of y'all were deadbeat daddies that left. Let's call it what it is. So what they have, they had what they had. They don't have that to guide them and say, hey, put down the pills or put down whatever's got you effed up. Because that's what this stuff derives from. They fucked up. Yeah. They high. Yeah. When you high, you slur. Okay. When you high, you talk crazy. You talk crazy in the sense of a little reckless, a little, it really doesn't comprehend what the common notion of what life should be. You do a little things that's out of norm. So if you don't have anybody, we talking about people to check. If you don't have anybody checking them, counselors. You don't have to be that person's parent, but where are these counselors in the neighborhoods? You know what I'm saying? So I think let's stop bashing people, bashing the youth, and bashing other people until if we have not made an assertive effort to be there in their lives, then I don't want to hear you. Shut up.
Yeah.
Come on now, like. That and that divide and the divide in music now is so funny because that's always going to be there, right? When you had it's like how I used to hear my parents say their parents listen to them to rock and roll. What in the world is rock and roll? Now then when their parents heard them listen to when hip hop came, what in the world is this? Now when snapping came, what the hell is this? Now with mumble rap came, it's what the hell? It's all the gap right there is always going to be there, whether you have people in your life or not. But I think it takes a point, and all of this ties back together, understanding, listening. Yeah. And it's a cause and effect of why it's happening.
Damn. That was a lot, bro.
It was a lot. I packed this a lot right there.
That was great. No, that was great. That was great.
Because we like to get hype about the effect, but never step back and look at the cause.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And that's man. In everything, relationships, you don't realize why somebody left you. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize why somebody's not talking to you. We get hype across what's happening right now, and don't look at the procedures of what caused and led up to that. So when you don't understand what led up to that, hey man, that's happening for a reason. Understand what's happening. You have to be willing to be open-minded and let's say I did this, so I get why everything happened.
Shit.
So, boom.
Poetically dropping gems, yo.
Well,
yeah, that's real. You got to be able to self-reflect and be honest with yourself. Oh, I messed up here.
What you mess up on?
We've all been there, bro. You know how it be.
Oh, you talking about like you oh yeah, I messed up here.
Yeah, like in whatever situation.
I got you. I thought you messed up on something.
Oh no, I think I'm good right now.
You good? Are you sure you're good?
I don't think
Are
I
you
got
positive? Is Rome good? L.A. Rome, Cali Rome.
Great,
Rome ain't even the same though. I see the
what
little L.A.
Mean?
I see the L.A. in your face
you
now.
Know what I mean? It's all just kind of just. It was dope, man. It was just real awesome to be around people who were. So many creatives out there who are just chasing what they're doing and making money and being successful.
Yeah, everybody runs to LA to be successful.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people from North Carolina. There's a lot of people from Charlotte out there.
Word.
Yeah, so it's real interesting. Mason.
He's artist from Charlotte. He's out there now.
Word. I know there's some people in San Diego too. Shout out the whole NC out there. You know G Yamazawa?
Who? What?
It's
a car?
No, he's like a Japanese.
You damn right he's Japanese.
He's from like Raleigh though. He's from like Raleigh. Though. You know Ashan, right?
No.
You know Ashan. You saw him at Slam Charlotte.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's from Durham.
Yeah, from Durham.
Yeah,
so
like,
well, G is like someone who's kind of affiliated with that whole crowd, that whole creative scene out there.
Nice.
And he went out to Cali and he had a song that popped off this year called North Cac.
Okay.
It was a song about North Carolina. It was getting played on the radio.
Oh, and Q was out there. Shout out to Q doing his thing,
yo. Who's Q?
Oh man, yo, I gotta play like some of Q's music, man. Q is he used to be with this group called Open Minds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know
And-
Open Minds. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So then you should know Q then.
Q was the one with he had the grill. He used to wear the grill with the beard.
Yeah, he got a beard now. And so Quantrell, I call him Q with his name Quantrell. But yeah, he's got his check out his new album, Nobody's Looking. He's making moves, yo. He's out in Cali now.
Word.
Yeah, he's taking it serious now.
Okay.
But check him out though. That's him right there. I'm gonna play some of his music.
But Cat's been blown up. I don't know if you. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I should see him at the UNC Cipher.
A word?
I didn't know he was out in Cali now.
Yeah. Oh, when did you see him back in the UNC shot?
Like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's back when he's probably trying to get right.
Yeah.
He's right now.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, he's getting right. So.
You know King Mez though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did the same thing from Raleigh and moved to Cali. That's how he got connected with Dr.
That's
Dre.
where I want to end up too in Cali. I mean, so much. Well, you got to look at it too. It's such a big capital of production, media, just different outlets and resources. It's such a big capital there. So it's why people go to Cali. It's why people go to New York. It's why people go to Atlanta. Atlanta's like the closest thing we have here.
Yeah.
You know, so and plus, man, you can never be mad in Cali. Like the weather is beautiful. Everything is just laid back, chill. Oh man,
I get it, bro. I really do, man.
Yo, you in a relationship, but the women in Cali, shout out to y'all.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it in LA though.
LA?
No,
Really?
it wasn't good, bro.
Well,
I'm
okay. So all right. So I see where you come from though, cause LA is like a melting pot though.
It is.
So I'm talking about the real natural women from Cali.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for. I didn't really.
You weren't looking for.
I didn't see a lot. Oh, I wasn't looking for.
Yeah,
but
I'm
what
trying to
saying
save
is-
you.
Yeah, I wasn't. No, I didn't see a lot of it out there. Is what I'm saying.
No, I got you.
Like everybody. I'm on a song called "Natural Curly Hair." I like black women with natural hair.
Yeah. Shout out to that song.
It was like 99% wig and
Yes,
weaves, which is a whole nother conversation.
That's in you in L.A.
Yeah.
Downtown L.A.
Oh yeah.
So you in that's L.A. But if you go out in a string about you'll see that.
Okay.
L.A. like I said, it's a melting pot. Everybody's there. Everybody wants to look glamorous too.
Mhm.
So I like where I want to move to Newport Beach.
Mhm.
I don't know if you're familiar with it, but that's the spot right there.
Is that by Virginia Beach?
No, Newport Beach is it's in Cali.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking
Nah.
Newport, Virginia.
No, you thinking about that's what I say. You thinking about Newport Beach is in Cali, and that's just heaven.
Wow.
Yeah.
We didn't go out there. We went to Venice and we went to
Shout out to Venice.
Santa Monica.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I didn't get it. Where's Newport Beach at though?
It's southern. It's by this place called by this other town called Costa Mesa,
Oh, okay.
and so it's a little probably about an hour away from LA.
So you've been a lot of places though with the job. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. I mean, you get to travel like spring and summertime. We're getting right back at it.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get back to it, and once it gets warmer too.
Yeah.
Cause it's time to travel, man. It's time to go places, man. Like
You got
Charlotte is
to.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte is like it was. I think it had the most in terms of millennials moving here. It was the number one city.
We about to say we number one.
Yeah.
And we had to take advantage of it though. How can we take advantage of that as artists? Cause we gotta take advantage of that.
We need infrastructure.
Cause I think what you were doing with the forum,
Mhm.
what you and Lauren was doing with the forum, that's one way right there.
Yeah. But that's based off of those people who decided to buy that space and turn it into a hub for art.
Yeah.
So whatever rich guy bought that whole warehouse and said we're gonna turn this into an art.
Shout out
space.
to you, rich
Shout
guy.
out to you, rich guy.
Rich white man.
But it goes back to the infrastructure. If you look at Memphis, I mean, I think Charlotte is a bigger city than Memphis. Memphis has put out so many artists over the years because the infrastructure of the city created that. So they've been putting out artists since the 60s and the 50s, you know, New Orleans, Atlanta, all these places, it's the infrastructure of their city to celebrate that. You know what I mean? LA, Atlanta, Charlotte doesn't, our infrastructure has to accept that's what we want to happen. Like we have to, I don't know if we need to get in the city council meetings or something, but we have to get that higher support for.
I think you just we gotta be owners. We have to be owners to put on that platform. How many places can you say on a Saturday night you can go to and perform?
On a Saturday night, probably zero.
On a Saturday night. I'm not talking
Zero.
about during the week. On a Saturday night, exactly. And that's my point. I think I think that infrastructure's there though.
Is it?
Yeah, when we got the platforms, we have the spaces, we got the different venues. I think it's about those venues now going a different lane.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll do that though. I'm saying
That's because they don't know what their crowd likes. They think they know what their crowd like. They're scared. I think some people are scared to introduce new things to their crowd. You think your crowd may only like this type of subject, so you're not gonna even touch this right here. Poetry at this bar, and sometimes we gotta say, yeah, let's rock it there. And I think I don't know. I haven't reached out myself. I want to do that when I have. In 2018, is reach out to different venues, say, hey, this is what I do. And once I have my catalog and I have my portfolio, say, this is what I do right here. You can introduce this to your spot.
Word. No, that's real. I guess to elaborate on what I mean by infrastructure, like when we were in Santa Monica, right? They have like this thing called the Promenade. I don't know if you've been out there.
Oh,
okay. It's like a whole bunch of just like stores and bars. It's like tons of people, and you're walking, and they have it where you can get performance. They call them performance permits from the city. It's like it's cheap, but you can get them, and then you can go out there and you could just perform. And so it's nothing but performers with tons of people. You know what I mean? Artists got systems out there. There's B-boys. There's all types of stuff. And I was trying to think if Charlotte had something like that similar, and I don't know. It would kind of be like if you went to the Outlet or if you went to Concord Mills and people was just in there performing. But they don't have those type of things.
But okay, we gotta do. Okay, so you're saying something right now.
Yeah.
What's up?
So I guess we gotta figure out who we need to talk to about that.
What's up? That'd be dope. Yo, do you know how dope they'll be at Concord Mills? And this like the perfect season for it though.
Yeah.
And to just be there performing.
Yeah. No, that would be lit.
But it involves connections though.
It does. And the question is, with the culture of the city, are there going to be people who are complaining about that, or are there going to be people who say, "Oh, this is dope. I like this."
No. I mean, you have people that go out and perform all the time with their bands and sing.
Mm-hmm.
You have that. We have the Promenade uptown, Charlotte. We have that right there in the center. People go uptown and do their thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to know. I think it comes to the thing about the mall. Like I think the mall idea is dope. What if you did a museum? You know what I'm saying? You're there in the museum, just spitting there. Whatever. It could be like for a certain time period. You just spitting there while people are in there.
Mm-hmm. And hell yeah. That's what. Like I don't know if you've been to the McCall Center, but I want to do stuff like that in museums with the blah blah blah. A lot of times they support visual art. We gotta get them on the poetry wave.
Yo, I just came up with this dope out. What if there was like a museum, a moment in the museum where you had people stand. Even when you were in grade school and you were, for like, the white teachers love to do this for Black History Month, where you dressed up as a certain Black history person, not Black history, but a Black figure, and you dressed up as a person. The person walked by and pushed you, and you would tell them, "Hey, I'm Frederick Douglass, and then, I'm Dr. Martin Luther King." Yeah. They would push a button on you, you would start speaking. Yeah. What if they were in a museum? You would walk by, and a poet would be standing there and has their little bio. You look at it, you say, okay, kind of like all right, perform for me now. Yeah. Tap. No, but it's like okay, I'm interested to hear what you're saying. You walk by and then they start going at.
Yeah.
What is that?
That would be real dope.
I guess you have to have it set up because you have a lot of people talking, but I don't know how you would have it set up though. Maybe you could have it set up where, I don't know, it'd be crazy. It'd be dope if you, being inside of a container is kind of weird. But somehow where you walk by, you could hear this person, like you could just say, okay, or like when you go to a museum and you push the button and you start learning about the.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They kind of got. I don't know if you've been. You've been to Blumenthal, and they had the little touchscreen panel. You can listen to the poets and do their joints about the figures or whatever.
Oh wow, I hadn't seen that.
It's dope. It's like, so it's got people that we know. I think Jay Ward did one of them, and Mabry did one of them. Nice. And it's like everybody who did a certain Black history person. Like Jay Ward's, I think, was about Romare Bearden. And then I think somebody did like Billie Holiday or something. Wow. So that type of stuff is dope because the city is creating opportunities for poets, you know what I mean, to sew back into whatever the cultural.
And we have some of the
talented,
elitists. Yeah. Elite poets here in Charlotte.
We do.
Emmy nominated.
Yeah.
Grammy nominated.
I'll be trying to tell people.
Here in Charlotte.
Charlotte's got some of the dopest poets in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we just got to get on that level though. What we're dealing
level right there.
Yeah.
Grinding.
Yeah.
Grinding.
But I want more than just we're gonna find the space and we're gonna invite people out because that keeps it in a certain sub pocket.
Okay.
It's cool with Camp North End and even Noda, but you saw how they moved people out of Noda. You saw how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amelie's is buying the whole daggum thing. You know,
Damn.
Dublin SWAT and even Red, those were big pieces there.
Damn.
So it has to, like, if it comes from, I want it to be downtown. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Like, it's cool when you got to go to Noda, but I want it to be like right there. Like, so we got to find how we gonna get in there. You know what I mean?
Reach out.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be a reach out and it's gonna be a conversation about
Content.
not content,
You don't think
not
so?
content.
A conversation about what?
Are you gonna sell at this bar, or you know what I mean, like those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So certain venues lend themselves to that. An erotic night is gonna be a better chance of selling out the bar than if you go in there talking about some self-worth, self-love kind of thing. You know, trying to pour into people.
Well, I think it's. But okay,
So it's about finding.
Nah, but see, that's why I say you never know though. And I think that right there is the new age, like we're in music right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're in an age now where songs pop off that 10 years ago, it's not a single. What the hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of songs that are popping off. Gucci, nah, not that. But there are some songs like I'm trying to think. Damn bad. There's some songs popping off.
Yeah.
That aren't organic to how the system formulates a single hit. And that's what you're kind of speaking from that right now, kind of like how they were kind of thinking back today, you need to have this hit. We're not about to put this on the radio because that's what J. Cole went through on his first album was he was trying to formulate a hit, a single, really just do you. So I think if we go to those venues, say, hey, this is what I do, and it's dope. At the end of the day, if it's dope content, you can't knock dopeness. Yeah. Now I think you mix it up. You know what I'm saying? But if it's dope content, hey, people gonna want to hear it.
Word.
I think so.
So because a lot of places downtown are like chains versus like self-owned things.
Well, that's why I was talking about ownership though. A lot of that involves ownership because then you'll be surprised, the cycle you have to go through when you're dealing with a chain.
Yeah, I can imagine.
To shoot that video at Amelie's.
It was crazy. Who'd you have to talk? You had to talk to a bunch of people?
I didn't even speak with anybody that was at that Amelie's.
Wow.
Except that day just to get us signed off.
Yeah.
Everything else was through a cycle of other people.
Dang.
That weren't even in that shop.
Yeah.
Because Amelie's is a chain. Right. Shout out to Amelie's. That's the intro that we're at. Yeah. So I don't know this then, but that's the intro we're at. But I'm just saying that we had to go through a cycle for that. So it wasn't just like, now if you had a place of ownership, that Jerome owns that right there. I can go to him. I know I can go to Tom. I know I can go to Jerry Tom and Jerry. Wow. Yeah, I know crazy. I can go to whoever right there and speak to them and say, yo, what's up? They don't have a chain of commands. We got to do this and that, and this is guidelines because a lot of these places have guidelines and regulations. You don't have to go through that. You push the button.
And there's places that shout out to Petrus, shout out to Red, shout out to Camp North End, shout out to Dublin SWAT. They're just all in weird places. They're just all in weird places.
I've never been to Petrus.
Yeah, it's like nothing is like. It doesn't feel like it's embraced by the actual infrastructure of the city. That's my only thing. But we can, like you said, we can make it ourselves and blah, blah, blah. But when you go somewhere else and you see where it's already in place, you see why people go other places and then come back home with the accolades. You see why J. Cole goes to New York and comes back to Fayetteville and everybody's like, oh, we love you. He couldn't have stayed in Fayetteville and did that. He could have did things, but it might not have been that level. Yeah. So it makes me think, okay, I want to travel more. I want to go more places. I want to perform more places. And then you can come back. Home is always going to be home. You know what I mean?
Home is going to like you once they see that you've been successful. Right.
So I think the question now is how much goes into trying to invest into making Charlotte this thing that you want it to be if that's not what Charlotte wants to be? Does it make more sense to go other places and then Charlotte's always going to come along because Charlotte's looking to other places?
Nah, I think we saw the success with JC. Right?
JC like Wine Up?
Yeah. We saw the success of that. I mean,
but
we know what happened with that though. But people were going there, weren't they?
Yeah, but I'm saying everything that happened to the lead up of that falling, that establishment not being there no more, was like things that the city's been putting in place. They changed the NOTA, they changed the neighborhood, and then when they felt like it was no longer a viable thing, it wasn't there anymore. I mean, and that's somebody who's been doing this for 10 plus years.
So, message to the owners, Okay, let's just do this. Message to the black owners. Let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying black owners because sometimes we got to call on our own, right? We call on our own, we get shit popping. What happens? People want to follow the trend. People going to want to come where it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it goes. People want that money. So if I see Dup and Swap making so much money off of what they're bringing, now, Grant, they're doing that thing because poet named Superman has got his event there.
Mm-hmm.
So we just it has to become a thing. It's all about consistency at the end of the day, though. We have to not let the first 3 months of something being only at a certain number affect us and throw us off because it's about consistency. I know that you have something going on. Maybe month 8 that I finally fall through. And I'm like, whoa, I should have been this at month 2. And then how it always is, like, damn, I should have been on this a long time ago. Now that I'm here, oh. and then it goes into marketing too.
Yeah.
How many people, your marketing strategy, how are you bringing in new people? What's the strategy that you're using to bring in new people? Are you saying, hey, if you bring in this person, you can get certain, a deal on this? What's the strategy? I think it's a strategy behind everything. Everything can work.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a number game. I look at things as a numbers game.
Yeah.
You tell me, and that's how we got on this conversation. You tell me that Charlotte's number 1 at bringing in millennials into the city. That's a numbers game that I need to attack because that's my demographic. I'm a millennial. We go through. When I speak on things that we're going through. You want to hear it? It's dope. If we make it in Rome's dope. Lawrence Shalir is dope. Hydra's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm naming these people, and just a few people right now. Jay Ward is dope, but they have all content that relates to whatever's going on. People want to hear it. It's entertainment. They don't. People only go to what's available. If it's not available, then what are they going to?
Right.
So you just got to keep making it available. There have been some times where I've seen a hell of people at Slam Charlotte. Then there's been sometimes I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like it was a little light crowd.
Yeah.
But they know it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So your mind is pondering.
No,
as Rome sits and ponders.
I'm just digesting, man.
Yeah.
You said a lot. We talked about a lot of dope
some
stuff
whole
today.
food. Some whole food for you.
Yes,
greens, vegetables,
yams,
all that good stuff. A little beans, a little pinto,
little rice,
all that good stuff.
Little Arnold Palmer, sweet tea, lemonade.
Yes, but what really puts the icing on the cake? You know what puts the icing on the cake?
What? Hey.
Yeah, Ron, where you at?
Bruh.
Where you at, Ron?
Damn, man.
Yeah, this how we do on Poetically Correct.
This how we closing it out?
This how we closing it out. Just flow into it.
Yeah.
Is the mic good for you?
I'm good, bro.
You good? Okay, I'm gonna shut up then. Yeah.
Yeah, don't say no words, I'm coming in so absurd. When I spit it off the top, I be leaving them with the swerve like I'm Big Sean. These niggas is next up. When I spit it off the top, I be coming for next up. Yeah, I be flowing off the track. Bruh, I don't got it.
Yeah. See, they want to know what time is. I'm steady grinding, steady finding ways to slow and steady flow. Ah, damn, I messed up a word, but I'm back on the curve. I'm back with the words. I'm poetically just another nerd with the words. Yes, I said it again, because I'm just that nice. Yeah, Rome is my friend, but he's really my man to check me if I'm wild and if I'm talking reckless. Shout out to Cherie and teaming, they got the necklace. Like I was a Rockefeller. Oh, man, I don't even know what I was saying, but anyway, just keep going. Okay.
Keep going. I keep flowing, running on this track, so they calling me Jesse Owens. Boom the collar, the mic controlling. Every time I spit, I be coming in like you know it. It's hot, so I spit it off the top when I rock. Guarantee they want a jock. I just shot another shot like I'm Kobe, like Ginobili. Every time I spit, guarantee they never gonna hold me.
See, they can't hold him. Yes, a penalty. What I spit is fire. Takes you a little higher. That was a cliche line, but I'm back right on time. And you gotta know that, yeah, we gonna make them lose their mind when I come through. Something like a missile or something. I mean, I'm spitting something I don't really know, but I'm back on with the flow. And I can't really mess up with this beat, how it go. For real, you kinda did your thing with this one. God damn, I wanna get a hit sing with this one. I mean, god damn, I really can't miss with this one. I'm just saying some words, but I'm back on the curve. Yeah, I said it in the last freestyle, but I'm gonna pass it to Rome like my name was CP3. Matter of fact, I go by Poetically. What's up?
He said, what's up, yo, we out. We had a good show, so you know that we about this life that we talking. We spitting it off the top. Guarantee we about to watch you sucker niggas gonna watch. So I heard that.
And that's how we go. Yeah.